New Glenn's second stage roared into life, Crew-9 is getting ready to launch, and SpaceX is conducting full-stack testing ahead of Starship Flight 5. I hope you get ready to be spicy on this week's Flame Trench.
And here we go. We have liftoff. Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, Atlantis.
Water towers, fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Flighting outside FD off. Bring in FD off. It's orange!
R45. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage. Look at this! Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
The methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You good? Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Did you
Hello?
just say shrew?
What? Yeah,
You
I said
shrew.
Crew-9. We'll talk about it. Also, I also said I'm get ready, or I hope you're, whatever. I butchered the cold intro. Either way, I'm butchering the real intro too. Hi everybody, I'm Jack for NSF. Welcome to another week's Flame Trench, our informal news show where we talk about the events from the week and get a little bit spicy. As usual, we are joined with our ever-competent cohort of co-hosts, starting off with Bookman. Hi Bookman.
Hello, it is me, your friend, Bookman.
Do you like swoop in when kids are illiterate and you teach them to read? Is that what you do?
Stay in school. Learn to read good.
Absolutely. What are you reading this week, EJ?
I have the Systems Engineering Handbook
Nice.
in paperback.
You can tell it's a good textbook because it just says design arbitrarily on the front. Like it says what it is.
Design,
Yeah.
test,
Design.
fly, prestige,
Integrate.
worldwide.
Good deal. Well, thank you, EJ, for joining us and bringing along your Twitch audience as well. Also, Adrian's here. Hi, Adrian.
Hello, I'm so get ready for another episode of the Flame Trench. And I'm looking forward to discuss space news for the next 90 minutes.
Yeah, shout out to Ryan in the back channel who says, I'm get ready, Jack. Are you get ready? Because I butchered the cold intro. And he typed that literally as we were going live. So if you liked the butchered actual intro, you can thank Ryan Caton for that. But wait, we're only doing 90 minutes this week? We got something special going on? What's the deal?
I think we'll talk in a bit about that, but there's a museum show following up about this.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a lot of things. There's been a lot going on this week. Let's start off by talking about Crew-9. No. Let's start off by talking about New Glenn's second stage conducting a static fire test over in Cape Canaveral Launch Complex 36. EJ, what's going on with New Glenn?
So, Blue Origin took their GS2 Flight 1, I think, second stage, and they put it on Slick 36. I don't know. Do we call Slick 36 a twin pad launch complex anymore? I mean, technically it's Slick 36A, but it's not. But it is. Slick 36B is concrete. Blue
Origin
what do you
refers
think,
to it as LC36. That's how Blue Origin refers to it, and I know there are some Blue Origin fans that will be very angry if you call it Slick.
that was its name.
Yeah, no, it's Slick 36, right?
No, but
I'm not gonna.
Oh, are we gonna start this already?
I'm not gonna
No.
call it Lick 36. That's just weird.
Well, then you have to say LC. So and they tested it at LC36. They did a 16-second hot fire of their second stage, which has two BE3Us on board. BE3Us are pretty much they're a Hydrolox motor that is the most powerful expander cycle that I know of, unless somebody has another one lying around. Tests seem to be pretty good. We didn't get that much footage. Like if you look at this footage right here, you can't really see too much going on there. You can't look. You're definitely not looking up at the engines, but the flamey bits coming out the bottom does seem the motors seem kind of healthy. They seem pretty healthy there from those shots. You're getting You're obviously getting some insane under expansion because these are vacuum engines and they have their sea level extensions on them per what Dave Limp said on X a little while ago. But yeah, hot fire is really cool. This is one of the last things that Blue's really going to do before they get ready to start a flight campaign for their second, now first, New Glenn flight that's going to happen sometime, I think, in November. They were going to launch on Escapade. They were going to launch the Escapade mission in October, but NASA and Blue moved that to early 2025. So
Right.
Their second flight is now their first flight. So yeah, Blue, as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, is really ramping up, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see a New Glenn launch out of LC-36.
We do have a poll in chat. Option A is LC-36. Option B is Slick 36. Sorry,
Oh, I like Lick.
it's
That's
LC,
good. We should do
SLC,
that.
Slick, and Lick. Those are your choices.
It's LC.
Really?
Yeah.
What would Harry Stranger think of that?
LC-36. If you don't call it LC-36, you actually get angry DMs from Harry.
Oh no, I've never gotten an angry DM from Harry Stranger. Maybe
I want an angry DM from Harry.
yeah, maybe we'll unlock a new achievement on this stream, EJ.
I'm not sure.
Alright.
Yeah, like you maybe like you wake up tomorrow when he like is offset by Australian time and you get like 10 DMs from Harry. Like it's not Slick.
What do we think of the name of the first booster? So you're telling me there's a chance? That's a Dumb and Dumber reference, right?
Yep. Amazing.
Adrian, I
Adrian, go.
saw on the flyover video that we just put out, which was great. Came out yesterday. You should watch it. You don't get this reference, do you?
No, of course not. But I knew it's a meme, so I knew it was from something. So I knew the meme, and that's
Hey,
why.
Adrian, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Don't say yes. Don't say yes.
Yes. It's the problem is the moment somebody tells me to not say yes, I have to say yes.
Well, I ruined it then. So you're telling me you had an extra set of gloves this whole time?
Dude, I don't remember the rest
I'm
of that.
so lost. I'm so lost.
But yeah, they named the first booster, so you're telling me there's a chance. It's a Dumb and Dumber reference. Don't act like we should expect you to not get the reference, Adrian. There are some movies that you've seen. Like I can never tell.
Yeah, but yeah, it's quite a. I think it's a cool naming that they're going for. I mean, just from the idea behind it, because of course they're trying reusability from the get-go. They wanna reuse that. They wanna land that, and they wanna attempt that from the beginning, and land that booster on drone ship Jackman. And that is, it's gonna be quite a view either way. And I love also their commitment. Like we always wanted Blue to be a bit more like open to risk, and a bit more like a bit more like what this almost startup character. And I love their approach of like David Lim, where he says like, yeah, if we hope it works, we hope we land it, and if we don't, well, we keep on trying. And I love that. I love this Blue, this change in Blue a bit, like over the last few months and years, where they are becoming like a bit of a different company. And I'm looking forward to New Glenn, but I'm known to be a bit of a New Glenn fan.
I mean, I think we all are fans of large rockets, and especially first flights of new rockets. It's an interesting engine. We've only seen it fly once on Vulcan so far, so it'll be a treat to see. And yeah, I'm with you, Adrian. I am all for this sort of new Blue, for lack of a better. I mean, it does feel like there's sort of been a sea change, right, EJ?
Yeah, ever since Jeff Bezos stepped down as Amazon CEO and started focusing like solely on Blue, and then he brought Dave Limp in there, it's like a totally different company. I'm really happy to talk them up. Like I've always talked up Blue Origin. Like they just because they're not telling you things doesn't mean they're not doing things, and always got heckled a lot for that. It's like, oh my god, tell me when they make it into orbit. I'm like, dude, they just built like a full factory like at the cave, and like no, they're not going to do that. It's like, oh, okay. But now now you look at the hardware, and I do understand that too. Like, talk is cheap in the spaceflight program. Like people say, oh, we're going to solve full reusability. It's like, okay, I'm going to the moon tomorrow too. Like on my moon rocket, talk is cheap. Unless you see the hardware, it doesn't matter. And I think with Blue, between Tim Dodd's video with Jeff, which is fantastic. Tim, you're the man.
So good.
And just all the stuff that they've been posting, being more active on social media, right? Yeah, dude, they got hardware. They got a lot of hardware.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic.
To all the doubters too, which hello. I've been a doubter for some time, though I've remained excited for New Glenn to come online. I've always been one of those people that's like, show us the hardware. If you're really ready, show us the hardware. And sure enough, over the last 6 months, 8 months, a year, they've really been showing off all their hardware. But to all the doubters out there, and I'm speaking as much to myself as anybody else, their frickin' slogan is gradatim ferociter, step by step, ferociously, in Latin. Like, did you expect anything else from this company? But to Adrian's point, the willingness to take a risk on Flight 1 of New Glenn and openly fail, have a public failure, that's the sort of thing where it's like, yes, okay, we're 100% here for that.
Yep, absolutely. I recently also talked with, when we wrote the flyover, and I talked with Harry during that. And you know what's also changed about Blue? Remember that painful warehouse expansion on their hangar that took a year to finish, and it was just this tiny, relatively tiny expansion, and we are like, oh, they're going so slow. If you look at our flyover from, I think it was July, and now look at the flyover that we just published, they have increased their building pace as well. It's not only that we are seeing them now speeding up the main hardware process. They are also building buildings faster. They are getting structures faster ready for New Glenn and other hardware they want to produce. So it seems like something clicked in this company, and they're really trying to push ahead now. And I really like that because, you can dislike or like Jeff Bezos, whatever you want, but that guy usually understands A, scaling, and B, automation. Like these kind of two things he has a bit of a feeling for. I don't know if you'll know this company called Amazon. It's kind of crazy, and I'm glad I hope that this expertise is now starting to be implemented at Blue Origin, because, well, he should be really, really good at scaling. That's kind of his thing. So
right, and I believe he even said as much in one of the two parts of Tim's tour and interview with him. He spends most of his time on Blue Origin now. That's why he stepped back from Amazon, and he's a scaling guy. He's an optimization kind of guy, and it definitely seems like Blue Origin is at that point where those skills will come in really handy. Look at that parking garage. Jeez. So
that would happen in 3 months.
Wow.
What my guys are trying to tell you here, guys, is that Jeff Bezos is probably the most legendary Factorio player ever. Ever. That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah. Like, he plays all the automation games. Everything.
Oh yeah. He's pretty good. Pretty good. He's just playing it in real life, though.
Yeah,
Elon is too, but
he deep dived in Satisfactory as well. Like, as soon as it came out, Jeff Bezos probably took a week off just playing the 1.0. That's what I'm talking about.
But as
it's a great game.
As
just
we've
playing
been
it.
showing on screen, that is the flyover we published yesterday. So just a quick reminder: do check that out if you haven't already. The team puts a lot of work into those flyovers, and there's an amazing intro with an excellent image of both Adrian and Alex. So props to Ryan for picking the best possible images of both of you for that.
When we talk about the dent in the roof, because I still think it's funny.
Oh yeah. No, Kevin, don't show it. Don't show it, because then they won't watch the video. They need to go watch the video to see the horrible pictures of Adrian and Alex. But yes, there is a small spoiler.
Did we just have horrible pictures of Ryan up on screen then?
No, that's fine. Cool. Every picture of Ryan is horrible, so you're good.
That's so mean.
Hey, he messed up the intro by DMing in the back channel. Come on, he deserves it.
Remember a few months ago, I think at this point, where we heard that second stage of Blue Origin had a bit of a overpressure event, I will call it. And we got
Yes.
some really, really good proof, and I know it's in the document as well. If you're, the picture should be in a document. If you want to grab that, but the 2CAT is basically where
Meow.
they test. It's a second stage cleaning and testing facility, and at the
Second stage.
Well,
sorry, no, it's still there.
And the
It's still
funny
there.
thing is, our crew flew over it, and you can spot a bit of the hint that there might be a bit of an overpressure event there with the giant dent there that is just in the roof.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second, because this is really interesting to me. When I hear overpressure event, in my head, I sort of automatically think, a tank bursting or something along those lines. This looks like maybe the burst or the overpressure event occurred on the lower down on the second stage, causing it to shoot up and hit the roof.
I mean, it didn't only hit the roof, because there's also door panels all over the front where the door's missing.
EJ, have you ever played Max Payne? Any of the Max Payne games?
Yeah.
When you whack one of the air cylinders or whatever, you can whack the air cylinder with a crowbar, and then it starts going flying around. That's basically what I imagine happened with the second stage, except inside the 2CAT. You think that's a fair characterization?
I think Adrian's right. It looks like this thing decided it didn't want to be a second stage tank somewhere down the bottom, and we had more of a radial explosion than up top. I mean, still though, even if it unzips itself on the side, cast your mind back to when NASA posted them, Boeing testing the SLS hydrogen tank, and it unzipped and popped like a balloon. Even if it blows the doors out the side, hinting at a sideways explosion, something's still going to go up.
Right.
The top dome will still act like a bottle rocket and hit the ceiling, which is I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I believe in the aerospace industry we call that an oopsie doopsie.
Right, it's the technical term.
Yeah.
Yep.
So be sure to check out the flyover. Again, the team puts a whole bunch of work into it, so we want you all to see it in case you didn't get a notification. Or we also published it later. So I don't know. Maybe if you liked the publishing time or disliked it, let us know in the comments. You know the drill.
Scott, reverse whack-a-mole. Precisely. Yes. Yeah. There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah.
That's right, Scott.
That's perfect.
Yes.
And just to underline the whole, Blue Origin has a lot of hardware things. The one other thing, that's the last thing I'm spoiling from the flyover, by the way, is the fact that there's another thrust section again in the TCAT as well, which is, of course, the first stage cleaning and testing facility. And there's also another thrust section in there being tested right now, and they have other tanks flying around, and we see them entering buildings, or they have ring sections. So there's a lot of hardware at Blue right now. It's not only the first flight,
beautiful.
because that's probably not the first flight anymore, because we have seen that booster is already, very much for advanced. So that's probably a second, third flight that is already being tested there as well. So they're scaling, and I love to see this. I love this picture. The moment we saw in that TCAT, they're testing again. They're testing another part. That feels good to me. That feels really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we do have a bunch of questions coming in, and chat, if you have any questions, don't forget you can @ NASASpaceflight and type it in the chat there, and we'll see it pop up in some software we have running in the background. So the first stage for New Glenn's first flight is going to be called, so you're telling me there's a chance. Cool Content is asking, do we think there will be a chance that they successfully land on the first try? EJ, I'll let you go first because you're nodding emphatically.
Yeah, I think they'll do it. I think they'll land it on the first try. And
See, this is great because Adrian is now your opposition, but I know he also thinks they'll land it on the first try. But now that he's in the right box and the ding ding sounded, he has to advocate for no. This is amazing. Continue, please.
I think there's enough. They have enough testing data. There's flight data on BE4s, right? So the miles of test stand data, and now you have data on integrated upper stage testing here. So, I mean, you see a static fire of the GS1 stage, and they basically got all their bases covered. I think Blue has plenty of experience landing boosters on suborbital trajectories, and I think that is very pertinent here. And I think they'll do it. I think it'll be fine.
So I have to take the opposite side here, so I'm trying to make that argument here. So I think they will run into some scaling issues because nobody has ever tried to land a rocket stage this big, right? Like, it's the biggest. It's bigger than Falcon 9. Falcon 9 is the only one that has landed so far. So there we go. It's the biggest rocket stage ever to land so far. And I think there's just a very, very big difference between, and also in the margins between what New Shepard can do and how long it can. It's a bit of a different in a lot of things, and also they have to understand and learn more about high speed reentry, because that's the one thing that they are not fully doing with New Shepard yet. It's not as fast as an orbital rocket booster, so I think they maybe have some learnings in the reentry part. Again, I'm kind of on that side, but I'm trying to make the argument here for the sake of the show.
I love it. Way to go, Kevin. Good job putting Adrian on the spot. But no, that's a fair assessment. He's so mad.
and if it to be fair, and if it goes wrong, and there's still a good chance it goes wrong. Like I think everybody here agrees. Like it's landing your rocket booster. That's not easy. So if it goes wrong, they show that they want to learn from that and they want to do it better next time. That's the right approach. That's good. If you don't they don't bank on it working, but they hope it works. They try
you can study and model all you want, but as Das loves to say, there's no truth like ground truth. I don't know if you've actually said those exact words, but Das is always wanting to get ground truth, right? At a certain point, you need to actually fly and get real-world flight data. So, for the record, I do think there's a fair chance that they land New Glenn successfully on the first try. I don't know what percentages I would ascribe to that. Probably like 70-30, 80-20. Maybe I'm being wildly optimistic, but I tend to agree with EJ that they have so much data from landing New Shepard. I agree with Adrian that that's a little bit different than New Glenn, but yeah, I don't know, Adrian. You should just not be so pessimistic about Blue Origin. I don't know why you like that.
I hate this role right now because I'm like also at 80-20, but I'm like, oh yeah, you don't see Adrian is the pessimist now.
But
dude,
yeah.
I had to argue on behalf of the FAA last week. All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I did not want to do that.
But yeah,
we'll talk more about that later.
You got to do what you got to do, right? But yeah, landing boosters is hard. You know what also is hard? We have some breaking news in regards to landing a Dragon capsule. There's a new contingency for Dragon capsules, starting with Crew-9, which is already in orbit. In the event of all 4 parachutes failing to deploy, SpaceX will be able to use the Super Draco launch abort system to perform a soft splashdown in the ocean. That's so cool, and not something I expected to even be on the list of possibilities.
Really?
So now it's a launch abort system and a landing assist system, an emergency landing system. It's launch escape and landing assist. I don't know what to call it, but this is cool. Give me some live reactions to this.
Jack, I have an idiot question, and maybe chat could help me out with this. With what fuel are you going to fire those with?
Do they normally vent that fuel before re-entry?
Well, no, they don't. I don't think they vent fuel. I mean, judging by they have guys, during recovery operations, they're sniffing the Dragon left and right for hypergulls. The reason why, guys, is because the propellants that Dragon uses are very stable and they can stay liquids up there for a long time. They don't decompose. I mean, not for a long while, but they're also hazardous to humans. But I mean, you're presumably, unless Dragon has an insane fuel margin here, which maybe it does. I mean, but I'm pretty sure, you're gonna have a lot of fuel on there,
Yeah, I would love to know more.
I mean, it's still cool. Don't get me wrong.
I would love to know more, the nitty-gritty details in terms of when this can be used or activated. For example, does this does this assume that they're like, you're coming in, you're re-entering, there's no drogues, there's no shoots, there's no nothing, it can still get the job done? Or is it anticipating the drogues at least being out, so that you're getting some slowdown and stability from the drogues, but then the parachutes fail? I'm super curious exactly how this.
I see some people saying in chat, Dragon. I see some people saying in chat, like Dragon was, 1062. You're saying it was designed for propulsive landing. Yeah, but they've changed a bunch of things since then.
Yeah,
right?
And as far as
they've
we know, to make certification with NASA more simple and save a whole bunch of money and time, SpaceX sort of took propulsive landing off the roadmap. At least that's what we thought. Mm-hmm. That's why this is so surprising. Like, it's always supposed to have been able to do this or something like it, and we thought, they took it away. And now it's back, or it's here in earnest.
I mean, it's still cool. Like, okay, here's the thing. I have that idiot question, like, oh, what are they going to land with fuel? But let's be real here. Like, we don't know more than Steve Stitch about this. Like, that's the guy that runs the commercial crew program for NASA. We definitely don't know. If he says it's good, it obviously has the fuel to do it, right? Like, I think that's the flip side of my question, right? Like, I think that's right. It obviously does have the fuel. I think I remember reading somewhere that Dragon's fuel margins are way over engineered for what it is, but who knows?
Adrian, any quick reacts to that news? I think it's pretty dang cool.
It's pretty dang cool. I hope it never is used.
I mean, yeah.
I'm kind of with you on that one.
My initial reaction is, that's really cool. I hope I never see that.
Yeah, right. Unless they, move to propulsive landing as like a common way to actually land the capsule. Wesley Hale's saying it uses
and tested.
Right, test the heck out of it. I mean, maybe they could test it with no, not with Cargo Dragon, because it doesn't have the Super Dracos for launch aboard, right?
I honestly would fit it with them, right? Fit it with them and see and test that there first.
Right, that would make a lot of sense. Wesley Hale in chat saying it is using the launch abort fuel. Right, that makes sense.
That's the same fuel. There's the same fuel as the RCS.
Right.
It's this. The Super Dracos and Dracos are tapped into the same plumbing, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't have any inside information. I think SpaceX said that themselves.
Does that mean that they land pretty fueled up? Oh, I don't know if I'm going to... yeah, okay, I am going to 3. Are they pretty fueled up?
I mean, if what EJ's saying, and then they're way over-engineered on propellant margins, then they should have that well in their margins. I mean, wasn't there a point where Dragon was supposed to be able to land propulsively on any surface in the solar system or something along those lines? I remember an Elon tweet from years ago saying something to that effect. Remember Gray Dragon?
Yeah, Gray Dragon, Red Dragon. That's what they designed it to do. I believe they wanted to do it at the time to test propulsive landings for first stages. I think that's like way old school SpaceX. We're talking like Falcon 5 old school SpaceX. If you're OG SpaceX fan, you know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah, Chris in our back channel saying it's the press club Elon speech. That makes sense. So. Mm-hmm. Clearly something that they haven't forgotten about over time, because now they're implementing it. That's so cool.
I mean, I also know there's like at least enough significant of these more hazardous propellants that they are doing hazardous gas measurements before they like approach the capsule, because we know that they are taking like gas measurements because, well, hypergolics tend to be a bit bad if you breathe.
Yeah, do not breathe the spicy orange cloud. It's generally not good for you. We're kind of jumping around a little bit because we did get that breaking news in. But yeah, let's see. A couple more blue questions. Supersonic Retro
questions?
Propulsion, great name.
Good name.
Is saying, if Blue's able to land the first booster, do you think it'll fly again? Or do you think they'll tear it apart and do a whole bunch of, research on it? EJ, you can go first.
All right. Again, I would probably take that thing apart. Take it apart, learn, understand it. I mean, reuse another one later. Like the second one, if it lands good too, like the second GS1 first stage, if that thing lands in one piece, you've validated that, from taking apart the first landing booster, that it'll work, that you can use it again. because they took it apart and inspected. You know, you did the same thing, right? 2 different boosters, the same thing, get the same result, right? So take one apart, inspect it, maybe put it back together and fly it again later. But I think they'll take it apart, and then the second one they'll probably try to fly twice. That's just a guess, though. I don't know.
Yeah, that would make sense. Adrian, what do you think?
Absolutely. I think that the risk to, like, because you're still early in your whole landing program, and the risk to lose it versus the gain you can get from analyzing all of the things you're going to learn from a rocket that has landed. Like, there's not only, especially in the beginning, there's not only something you can learn there for landing in the future. There's also a lot of things you can learn about, like your engine's wear and tear for the main burn phase. You can get so much data out of that for the main ascent as well. So why won't you use that prime opportunity to look at a rocket stage once again after it has flown and learn from the future? I'm 100% with EJ here. They're gonna...
Yep.
That booster's not gonna fly again. It's gonna fly maybe in like helicopters to other facilities or something. In small little pieces.
Right. Das and Alicia, what do you guys think? Also, Das and Alicia are here.
Wait, what?
Do you think they'll refly the
I
first
guess
landed
that's as
New Glenn?
loud as it's going to go. So
Can I amplify it somehow on my phone? Or?
I was going to plug the headset in, but on the external.
Are you there? Can you hear it?
Intrepid, this is the Flame Trench, UHF comm check.
Beep.
We'll know when we appear.
You're appearing. You're here.
Can't actually hear what they're saying.
Intrepid,
Can
this
y'all
is the
hear
Flame
us right now?
Trench,
Oh, there we
UHF
go.
comm check.
Wait, I got to back the camera up. There, okay.
Hi, everyone.
You
I
should
see a
talk.
shuttle.
I'm holding the camera.
Chat, I see a shuttle. No, I see a shuttle. Can you guys hear him? I can't hear him, but I see a shuttle.
I don't know if DJ's talking or what.
That's good. I like shuttles. Shuttles are good.
I think
6:30.
Talking? Are they listening to us? I don't know what's going on.
we can now hear you. We can finally hear you.
At 6:30 for a fabulous talk between 3 former NASA astronauts. We have Mike Massimino, we have Tom Jones, and we have Sidney Gutierrez. They are 3 amazing fellows, and they're going to be here talking all about the space shuttle and their time in space. And we are under a space shuttle.
We are under a space shuttle. Like, I mean, actually.
What better place to talk about space shuttles than under a space shuttle, right?
The jack stands. Wait, the wheel well is. Let me get over there. There's the wheel well, and then this jack stand back here is nothing to play with. There's another wheel on this side. They've actually got the big connection points where they would actually the load bearing points where they would connect the shuttle to the stack. Yeah, but the stage is this way.
Yeah.
See, there's going to be a presentation happening over here.
About space shuttles. So join us.
This camera is like cropped a little bit, so I'm not like showing everything.
Very cool.
In true form, we've got some folks asking us what time this starts while we're standing here live.
There we go.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, you can join us at home here at 6:30. We are going to get tossed to from
That's
the
true.
Spicy Flame Trench.
From the Flame Trench.
Hope you guys are having a spicy time. We're checking mics.
Apparently we're checking mics. Yeah. I don't see it over there, but anyways.
But yeah, so join us. It's going to be great. We're having, and if you're local, come to the Intrepid Museum. We are having astronomy night right now.
It's Free Friday.
It's Free Friday.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
come for free. We've got activities going on down in the hangar right now. You can build your own Mars rover and do all sorts of fun stuff down there. Talk about careers in astronomy and space. And then up here we'll be doing a demo, and then also our feature presentation, and then also a book signing. You can meet with all of the astronauts as well immediately afterwards.
That's why we're here.
Tom Jones wrote a really cool book called Space Shuttle Stories behind the scenes with like all 135 missions. So I know we've got space shuttle fans out there.
That's what I titled the stream.
Did you?
Like the stream was titled Space Shuttle Stories
That's
because
what
it's
it is.
3 astronauts telling stories about space
And that's the name of his book. And look, guys, I wore my space shuttle
Wait,
ears.
let's see if I can.
They're pretty amazing.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that. They're beaded. Look at that. I understood the assignment.
Nice.
All for you.
All right.
All for you. All for you.
Love
Are we
it.
good?
Yeah, we're good.
I think that's what we're supposed
I
to
have
do.
no idea if they can hear us.
I assume they can hear us.
We can hear you.
I'm not reading chatter. I'm just holding my phone
We're
up like
having
this
a
is my.
great time.
Yeah.
We're having a great
Look, it's this live stream setup is here. I've got live stream. I've got that. I've got cameras. They're trying to do mic checks. Maybe I should do the mic check.
We should probably check that out. We're going to hand it back to you guys. We got work to do.
All right, back to the Flame Trench.
They also have work to do with their cable management. Tisk tisk, Das.
Dang, man.
I mean, it's the flame trench. We're supposed to be spicy. But yeah, that is going to be a treat. So stay tuned until that happens. We're gonna throw to the museum show. So once you've had your fill of flame trench, we'll throw to them. I'm hearing myself, and I feel like I'm going crazy.
Well, I think I'm going crazy. Wait, what? Sorry.
Did you ever realize how hard it is to talk when you can hear yourself?
I actually I'm at this point very good at just ignoring that. I feel like, I don't know. Don't you use that live monitoring where you like live monitor your microphone to your headset so you can hear yourself better?
No, I hate hearing myself. Why would I do that?
Because then I can hear easier when I sound off.
I'll record something and then I'll check the audio, or I'll look at the levels while I'm recording. But I can't do the monitoring. It would drive me crazy. But yeah, hey, museum show, yay!
See, that's what I do with recordings. I record for like a flyover, and then I check if the focus was actually focused, and then people get mad at me because it wasn't.
Oh, we're so off the rails. Does your camera have a mode where it will detect your eyes? Like when I do SBU or whatever when I'm recording, I set it to detect people and detect eyes, and then it just auto focuses right on my eyes, which goes against everything in my film school nature that I learned. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I only know this NVIDIA broadcast feature that they now have where they always correct your eyes to look at the camera no matter where you look, which is so freaky.
Hate that.
Like, it's so freaky.
Hate that.
Prolonged eye contact.
Yeah, I think Apple does a similar thing in FaceTime. It's like, don't do that. But yeah, space shuttle stories is going to be what they're one of the things they talk about on the museum show. So stay tuned for that.
Dude, I have that book.
Why didn't you start the show with that book, EJ? That would have been perfect.
Why didn't you tell me that's what they're discussing, man?
I blew it. I really blew it this time. I'm sorry.
SMH my head, Jack.
Hey, at least my cable management isn't atrocious. I'm just kidding. It's completely atrocious.
Mine is.
Yeah, mine's really bad. I will not be showing it. Cool. Let's do more questions. Let's wrap up Newglen. And I wasn't saying your cable management is atrocious, EJ. It was a callback to DOS's.
All right.
I the last thing I would want to do is offend you. Even though whatever you think about trucks is wrong. I don't know. It's not wrong. You're right. I can't even try. Let's do some more questions. James DeLoach is asking,
what is happening right now?
So many things. Will the Jacqueline drone ship be unmanned for the attempted landing? I presume yes. Do we have like any official word on that?
It's a guess, but I would say don't go near it when the rocket's near it.
Tendency and common sense for me is also don't stand where rocket lands.
That rhymes. That's really good. I was trying to come up with like a don't come a knockin' if this car's a rockin' kind of thing, but with a rocket and a drone ship. Like, don't stand where the rocket lands. That's pretty good. I think we're done. I think we successfully workshopped a rhyming statement for Good job. Good work, everybody. All right, that's the show. Thanks, everyone. No, I'm kidding. Good question from James, though. Lords of the Random is asking, with Starship being fully reusable and presumably much cheaper, do you think New Glenn will not be used very much? Starship would in general be a much better option, right? Not necessarily. I mean, I do think, this is me talking here, Starship is rapidly approaching, if not already, the size of a rocket that it almost is hurt by how big it is. Like, you can only launch it in very specific places. You can only launch things on it, either very massive payloads or a lot of little payloads. So you're not going to go to a specific orbit. You're just going to kind of get dropped off in space by the space bus. I don't know. EJ, what do you think? Do you think New Glenn will not be used very much? I see it being a workhorse.
I mean, I don't really see a scenario where I mean, no, I think it'll launch more. If you're asking, the question was presumably like, oh, if Starship's flying every day, what makes you think New Glenn won't do that too?
I mean, you could apply the same. Like you could take New Glenn out of it, and apply the same thing to Falcon 9. Like with Starship coming online, do you think Falcon 9 won't be used very much anymore? And the answer to me is, oh, they're still going to use the heck out of Falcon 9, at least for the foreseeable future. I mean, if only because it's crew rated and NASA approved for ISS missions and what have you. So I think Falcon 9, even if you snap your fingers and made Starship fully operational tomorrow, I think Falcon 9 has a long future ahead of it because it's so optimized. Yes, Adrian, that is how you snap your fingers.
I think that, you're, particularly from a NASA standpoint with sustainable lunar development, you guys, remember, with SLD, which is the second commercial lunar lander that NASA's fielding behind Starship HLS, right? SLD still uses a lot of refueling. You're going to need to fly on a high launch cadence. So I think it's reasonable to assume that New Glenn is going to be very reusable and very rapidly able to be turned around, right? And I also, and this is, okay, so that part's pretty fair. Like, this is the part where EJ kind of, let's get the tinfoil hat here. I think it would be kind of foolish to assume that Blue isn't trying to do some type of second stage reusability. I mean, think about it. You got to think of what Blue's core mission statement is. Their core mission statement isn't to go to Mars like SpaceX, right? SpaceX is hell-bent on going to Mars. That's cool. Blue is really looking towards working in space and living there instead. They're hell-bent on going to space. So it's much more about the in-space architecture. So keep in mind, second stage reuse doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a Starship ripoff that comes back down and there was Project Jarvis and it's stainless steel or copy. No. The second stage could be reusable as an on-orbit tug. And in that regard, their sustainable lunar development makes a lot more sense. Because Blue to complete their contracts with NASA and field a lander by the end of the decade, they need to do on-orbit refueling. They need to do prop transfer. They need to have loiter times for their stages. So it might be reusable, not in a way that we think, but the second stage might be reusable up there, not down here. And if you're supporting a high launch cadence because you're using hydrolocks in your second stage, yeah, it's reasonable to assume that New Glenn can fly a lot, right? I think that, it's kind of crazy to not think that they're doing that. You see the scale, look at the hardware. That stage is huge, guys. It's basically a reusable S4B. At this point, you have expander cycles on those motors. They can fire as many times as they want because physics.
Yeah, don't think of New Glenn as a Falcon 9 class rocket. It is a much bigger rocket, right, Adrian?
Yeah, absolutely. And just to underline this whole thing, we know Jarvis exists. Blue Origin at some point explored some key technologies for landing a second stage. We have seen them experimenting with it. It doesn't seem like they're high focus right now. I don't think they're pushing all full forward. They really want to get launching again and land their first stage first. But we have seen testing and commitment in the past from Blue Origin to be interested in fully reusability, and I don't think it will be I don't think it will not come. It's just a matter of when. And I think there are a lot of market providers right now who have a lot of interest in at least having two providers. And we actually did a video on that a bit ago. But if you're right now in a situation where, of course, SpaceX is the dominant market leader in loads of fields, so they often get these majority share contracts. But then if we are looking at the 60-40 contracts or the 50-50 contracts, there's always room for a second rocket. The Space Force tends to for example, to have redundancy in providers and rockets. So they have some interest in funding New Glenn. And spoiler, the Space Force has a bit of money. And they tend to not really for them, if we assume Starship launches for, I don't know, 10 million. Make some crazy number, whatever. And Blue Origin with New Glenn is somewhere at 80, 70 million. Well, at some point, the Space Force is probably fine paying for a second provider that is reusable because they still have a capable rocket and have additional company and rocket redundancy. So, yeah, I think there will be lots of New Glenn flights, plus Kuiper.
Yeah, Kuiper's a big one. That's a really good point. Also, I do want to just go back briefly and and touch on what. Also, were you watching a Dragon propulsively land at LZ1? What's going on?
It's not even LZ1. That's the skid strip.
Must be an older SpaceX video. Pretty neat.
That's a really old
This is
SpaceX.
like
That's the one I was talking about
It's really
from a
old.
long time ago.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's,
I do want to go back to what EJ was saying. Starship is not the only way to do full reusability. Full reusability, funnily enough, does not require that your second stage actually comes back to Earth. If New Glenn just keeps launching, getting recovered, and throwing second stages that can be tugs in orbit, and you can refuel those tugs, then pretty soon, on orbit, you have a whole entire fleet of space tugs. That's a completely different fully reusable architecture than, say, Starship, where you're like, yeah, let's bring the second stage back down to Earth. That's really interesting that you mentioned that, EJ. Good thinking. Let's do some more questions. B1062 is asking, has Adrian seen The Fifth Element? Yes.
Yes.
Although I had to keep yelling at you to not be looking at your phone.
It's a thing, you know. It's
Kids these days.
Wait, you're on your phone during a live cast?
No,
No,
he was on his phone when I showed him The Fifth Element, and I kept having to be like, "Put your phone away."
I'm
You're
never
missing a
on my
good
phone
part.
during a
God.
live cast. Like that's the only like I would never have my phone even near me while we are live. But doing a movie, I mean, to be fair, we also did some work in Boca, and like it was a good like while watching The Fifth Element, I could also like look at other messages. Are you really watching a movie 2 hours straight without looking anywhere else?
I mean, yeah,
I feel like I'm.
that's what a movie's for.
No, I do that in the cinema, but like if you watch it at home, do you really like put your phone away and just watch a movie for 2 hours?
I mean, it depends on the movie, but generally, yeah.
I always
It's
second screen movies.
What?
I feel like I'm getting some hate here right now.
All right, let's do some more questions before I just start yelling at Adrian.
And
How dare you be the way you are? You have to be the way I am.
you like me.
Michael is asking, does the forward movement of New Glenn make the landing more difficult compared to New Shepard, which only moves vertically? EJ, any thoughts here? I feel like as our
Forward movement? What do you mean?
It's meant like horizontal movement. Like it doesn't just like straight up launch. It has some horizontal movement because they didn't like Shepard just goes.
I mean, they can just null out their horizontal velocity during a boost back, right? Or sorry, exo-atmospheric braking burn, or whatever they called it. No, I don't. Go ahead, EJ.
We're getting an echo?
Oh,
I'm confused.
I am not. Chat is now
It's your
saying
echo.
0/5.
It's your echo, Sloth.
I think it's
Echo.
fine again.
NASASpaceflight says 250/250. Chris, I don't think you know how this works.
Ruth. Baby. Ruth.
We are back. We are back.
All right, Chunk. No, yeah, I don't think it would be a huge issue. I mean, they can always null out their horizontal velocity in space.
Kevin, what did you do?
Kevin broke it. Thank you, chat, for letting us know that you can hear us again.
I didn't break it.
Anyway, I don't think it'd be a problem. You can. I mean, those wings are going to help New Glenn have better cross-range capability for landing, which it's going to need because with methane, you're going to be flying a good ways downrange, especially with the hydrolox upper stage.
Right.
But I don't think that'll be an issue. You can negate out horizontal velocity by. Well, okay, so all right. This is a Starship. This is a super heavy model, so just bear with me. Kevin, full screen me. You following me, camera guy?
Yeah. This is a good aid. We have visual aids. I like visual aids.
All right, so say the wings are right here. You're coming in like this, right? As long as you burn on your posigrade vector, so if the engines are going and the business end is flying first, right? And if you're burning this way and you're negating out your horizontal velocity, what's left? Gravity pushing down on the booster. It'll basically fall like a brick if you burn on your posigrade node, so basically flying backwards, doing a retro burn, right?
Right.
The force of gravity will basically push this thing downwards, and
then
because of the mass distribution and center of gravity on the booster, it's naturally going to pendulum like this.
Right, and you're just going to fall
Falcon
straight
9 does
down.
that, guys. Yeah, it'll just fall down like a brick.
Adrian-
Falcon 9 does that. That's exactly what it does.
Adrian, what are you doing?
I'm following. I took. Teacher was starting to talk, and I followed with my prop.
Ah, okay. Did it help?
Yes.
Speaking of helping, see what I did there? See what I did there? We have a
No.
whole bunch of people helping us out and coming out with some support, so I want to make sure we thank them. RC Horseman, thanks for the gifting of 5 red team memberships. Kevin, I hope you're ready because Ninja Decimator, pew pew pew.
Yes, Mighty, I did. Posigrade or prograde. You pick one.
Where's
pick
the
one.
Where's the pew pew? All right, Ninja Decimator gifting 5 red team memberships. Kevin might still be fixing the audio. Thank you both of you, RC and
do?
Ninja. Minor Downfall, thanks for the support. They say, can New Glenn compete against Ariane 6 and survive the rise of Ariane 7?
Yes.
Can Starship compete against Ariane 8? Are we just making things up at this point? Can Starship compete against Ariane 20, EJ?
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I feel like it should be really against some rules to bring up Ariane 6 when a European is on the cast because it will always hurt. But that's just me.
No, but Adrian, don't you know that NASASpace, which is totally not Arianespace, is going to use the Soyuz pad at French Guiana for a reusable booster at some point?
You have a functional
You know
space
that?
program. I'm very happy about it.
Hey, there's the pew pew pews for Ninja Decimator. Only 5 minutes late. Thank you,
What's the
Kevin. Marin, thank you for the support there. They say, went home early from a party to check in with you guys. Keep up the amazing work. Greetings from Amsterdam. Greetings. From Holland.
Go to Bond.
Bloodhound09, thanks for the super chat. They say NASA should make SpaceX demo the Dragon landing. I mean,
Agreed.
SpaceX should just do it and then qualify that as an alternate way of landing Dragon, even if your parachutes don't fail. That'd be sweet.
Wait, Jack. Brainwave. What if that's Polaris 2?
That would be intense.
Propulsive landing, huh?
That would be pretty sweet. I would hope that they would test it first without crew on board. You know, like you do.
As one does, yeah.
But that would
As
be
is
sick.
tradition.
That would be sick. Good brainwave. Telstar, thanks for gifting a red team membership. Rankley, thanks for gifting a red team membership. I always say it because it's the truth. NSF is built on the bedrock that is the membership program. So thank you, everybody, for doing the gifts. It's nice to do. And it helps us out. Andrew Strong, thank you for the super chat. They say, I mean, if the 4 mains fail, I'll gladly accept unproven propulsive landing as opposed to hitting the ocean at terminal velocity. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's nice to have in an emergency, but you know what would also be nice to have in an emergency? Confidence that your emergency measures are qualified and work, rather than just sort of rolling the dice. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy they're adding this. I'm not complaining.
I mean, you would never I'm totally also with the let's test it uncrewed before, because you would never do something like debut something on a crewed flight. For example, a whole new upper stage. I mean, we would do that and then fly a moon mission or something with a crew, because you just decide that that's the point where you want to change a totally new upper stage. I still can't get over the fact that the exploration upper stage will be debuted on crew flight. That will be forever in my brain.
Yeah. Don't love that, if I'm being honest. You know what I do love, though? I beat you to the segue. You know what I do love, though, Adrian? It's our Flight 5 Starship patch, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is live on the store right now. Kevin is just sound effect hungry.
It's semi-live because you can see there it's just a picture of how the patch will look, because we don't have it yet in our hands to give you like the current picture. That's why it's still in the soft release. But we feel like, I mean, let's be real, the people who watch the Flame Trench are as hardcore audience as you get. So we want to make sure you can get first of the line here and get the patch as well. It's awesome. I love it. It celebrates the landing attempt that we hopefully get on Flight 5, and I think it's an awesome design. I mean, look at it.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it sort of keeps on with the tradition and sort of design ideas that Pauline has had for the previous flights. It's got the number in Roman numerals. It's got the moon and Mars. It's centered around sort of the main objective of this flight, which is, of course, landing the booster. It's a beautiful patch, and it's in the store now, so check it out.
Yep, and I love the fact that it lined up to be that 5 is the one where it catches, because the chopsticks going for the catch is also the Roman 5.
Hey, nice.
I think that lined up perfectly.
It's not technically in the store.
It's like you can access it from the link. It's not fully in the store yet because we are waiting for a full picture to update everything, but you can order it.
You can order it. Crispy has to leak the link in chat, and that's the only way you can get to this right now.
Yeah, can we spam the link in chat there? I think Nightbot might be on it. But yeah, check it out. Click the link in chat. It'll probably, by the time you watch this on demand, if you're watching it, a couple days later, then it'll should be on the store proper. But if you're watching this right now live, link in chat.
Yep.
Can I interrupt for a second? Nick McFlurry. Yep.
What?
There you go. There's your answer. Don't worry about it, dudes. It's all
I
good.
saw the question. I didn't even understand the question.
Well,
McFlurry,
from the answer, I can extrapolate that you're being asked about fast food shakes.
Yes.
Is the McFlurry your favorite?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Sure.
What's going on?
It was not the question about fast food.
Oh. Well, now I want to.
No, it's good. Don't worry about it.
Now I want a McFlurry.
Me too.
Yeah, thanks.
Me too.
But Blizzards are superior. Let's be real.
What's a Blizzard?
You didn't
Jay.
take him to Dairy Queen when he was here, Jack?
I tried to. He went with other people to other places. Like, he didn't even go to Cane's with me for the first time, the monster. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Cane's was good, I have to say. Cane's was good. By the way,
He
we
went
are
there
talking,
without you.
We are talking about Crew-9,
Yeah,
which
no,
will
we
launch tomorrow.
we do need to talk about Shrew-9. So, Adrian, please tell us about Shrew-9's launch tomorrow.
It's gonna be so strange because we only have, of course, 2 astronauts on Crew-9 instead of 4. Because it's
Shrew-9.
also... Okay, we just bring up the patch at this point. We have to address this. You have said it one too many times. I'm not sure if you're set up for that, Kevin, but there should be in the bottom. There's the Crew-9 patch.
Shrew-9.
It's at this point we have to, because they say it spells Crew-9. What's the?
Look at the patch. Look at the patch. You're telling me you're looking at this patch and you don't read it Shrew-9, like CHREW9? The ISS looks like an H. It says Shrew-9. The patch should just be a large shrew.
But it's not aligned. So of course you don't read it in line because
But nothing in this patch is aligned.
Yeah, okay. You know what? That was the worst thing for me, was the moment I saw that the waves on the right side, like the center of that, is not aligned with the pedal of the launch pad on the left side. I don't know, that made me furious.
Hey, you guys noticed that there's 2 stars on the left side with Haig and Gorbanov's names, and then there's 4 stars on the right side with Wilmore and Williams' names?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing that I saw. That's funny.
What does the rabbit mean?
Good luck.
Follow the
I
white
assume?
rabbit. No, follow the white rabbit.
Which, yes, like reference acknowledged, but also,
It's not a reference to the Matrix, Jack.
what is it, Alice in Wonderland through Looking Glass? I thought it was Matrix. Follow the White Rabbit is Matrix, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're referencing Alice in Wonderland, or Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah, the Matrix is referencing Alice in Wonderland with Down the Rabbit Hole, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. This is two things I've actually seen.
Hey,
Nice.
good job. All right, I've thoroughly derailed us.
Oh no, Chris is not right with this, right?
No way.
But Butch and Sunny, but no, that's not what they mean.
Can't be. Anyways, Shrew-9, that's what it says on the patch, so that's what I'm calling it. Keep giving us the rundown, Adrian.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that mission is planned to launch, well, tomorrow. So if you want to watch that mission, we will be live for it. Of course, going up with 2, coming down with 4. My God, sorry, my German slipped through there. And
9.
Overall, we have the second launch of that booster, which is B1085, which will launch that mission. So,
Just so you know, you also labeled the patch in German. It says crew, but then it says 9 in German.
I saw that, but to be fair, I did. Yeah, whatever. It's actually not even German. I for some reason wrote 9. Whatever. Anyway, this mission is planned for tomorrow. We will go live in 3 minutes 4 hours, and of course, it's also launching from Slick 40.
First Slick 40 launch. Woo!
Oh, that's cool,
first
man.
Slick 40 crew launch.
Super excited for that.
Is it just me, or did it just sneak up on everybody? Like the timing between we are gonna launch crew at some point from Slick 40 to now them actually doing it just happened at some point. No, it's crazy for me.
Yeah, I feel like
pretty
Crew
awesome.
8 just launched, so go figure.
Yep.
We have a
100%.
poll in chat. The poll in chat is: will Shrew-9 launch on Saturday? Yes or no bad weather?
I'm voting no, because we are in fact not launching a small rodent tomorrow.
Right,
we're not launching a shrew.
We're launching 2 very important people whose time and lives we respect, despite me being a doofus and saying Shrew-9 repeatedly.
Yeah, but we should address the weather situation, right? Because there's a bit of a hurricane going on right now. And by the way, if you're in that area, please stay safe. That's the most important thing. But of course, a hurricane also affects weather related to rockets. So they have like a 55% go, if I recall correctly. So there's a good chance. I mean, we had Polaris, where everybody was like, there's no way they're going to launch today, and well, they launched. So they have shown that they can like find these small gaps and create a needle. But of course, tomorrow they don't have any window, so we'll see how that plays. Because if it happens to be there's a problem around that window, there's a wayward lightning cloud somewhere, and just spoils the day, that's gonna happen, and that's nothing they can stop. So we'll see. But it's certainly an iffy weather situation.
Right. Yeah. Don't love hurricane season, and shout out to my mom and dad who live a couple 100 feet from the ocean or from the Gulf near Tampa Bay. It's been a little bit of a nail biter the last couple days watching all of this go down. But luckily they're on a hill, and there's been a bunch of damage in their neighborhood, but they've successfully... What?
There's hills in Florida?
I mean, if you want to call like a 20-foot lump on the ground a hill, I mean, that's a Florida hill.
I mean, good enough for me. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it's good enough for my parents to not get hit by the storm surge, so I'm going to call it a hill.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to Adrian's point, everybody please stay safe out there. So Shrew-9 maybe not launching tomorrow due to the weather, but hopefully it gets up in the air sooner rather than later. And I was going to joke and say, and rescues Butch and Sunny, but I mean, it's not even a joke at this point.
I have a question. I don't know if we've ever addressed this. What happens to the other 2 people, astronauts that were supposed to be in Crew-9?
Shrew-9.
Do they get reassigned, or is there a chance of what happens to them?
They're bumped to the next flight, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
I think that's what they said when Nick and Alexander arrived at the Cape. I'm pretty sure they talked about that.
Yep, I believe that is the case.
I wonder how early they got into this planning. Like, at what point did they learn? Oh, you might be getting bumped in favor of like flying this like in a 2-seat configuration to get 2 more people down. Like,
Right.
was that already always like an option somewhere in their head? I wonder.
Yeah, and Ryan in our back channel saying they're not going to be on Crew-10, so they'll be on a future flight, but not Crew-10. Crew-10 already has a crew assigned.
Mm-hmm. He
Ryan,
said Crew-10 again, just to drive the point
Yeah,
home.
Ryan, could you reiterate this like 7 more times in the back channel so we're like 100% clear on what you're saying? I'm not sure I understand.
And also, Crew-10 has the situation that there's only 2 U.S. astronauts on that mission, because there's also 1 JAXA astronaut and, of course, 1 Roscosmos astronaut on that mission. So there's only like it's one of these missions where there's like seat bargaining and stuff going on again. So they don't have that many options to just switch them around.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a busy schedule. Alan L is asking, do Butch and Sonny have SpaceX suits to use? If memory serves, 1 is already on station and 1 will be brought up on Crew-9. Is that correct, Adrian? You're nodding your head emphatically.
Yeah, there was 1 already up, and they're bringing 1 more. And I still cannot get over the fact, if we bring up spacesuits, that there's not like a common adapter and like a common, like everything feels so common between these crew launch vehicles with everything, and like making sure that they're like aligned on all of these adapters and everything, and then the spacesuits aren't like matching. I feel like that was a weird thing. Also, what you cannot see right now is Jack hunting a fly, I think, almost.
Stop it! No, stop it! I will turn off my camera. You can't. Oh, it's back! It's back!
Like honestly, while I was talking, he was just doing this constantly.
You don't understand. You have to treat the doors here in Starbase like an airlock. If you leave it open for a fraction of a second longer than necessary, a whole bunch of mosquitoes and a whole bunch of flies are going to fly in. It happens every time. And you know who's really good at not treating the door like an airlock?
Dan?
My dad, Dan.
Oh, all right, cool. I was right.
So,
all right.
Oh my God, this is going to turn into the Fly episode of Breaking Bad real fast.
Oh, that's one of the best episodes of that show.
No. I'm sorry. I like that episode, but here's my hot take. We finally get to a point in the show. Breaking Bad spoilers. If you've not seen Breaking Bad, I'm about to talk about Breaking Bad spoilers. You should do yourself a service and not listen to what I'm about to say if you haven't seen it, because it is an amazing show. 3, 2, 1. Okay. No, come on. No, we're arguing. You can't. Stupid Fly.
Sorry.
The Fly episode makes me angry because we finally get to a point in the series where Walter's in the super lab and everything's humming along, and there's like some little things messing up here and there, and it's like, no, I want to see some super lab action. I want to see them cook like crazy. And no, we get a Fly episode. Like, thanks a lot.
Hoppy.
Conky. Adrian's never seen it. I just spoiled Breaking Bad for Adrian, but he's never going to watch it, so we're fine.
It's even worse, but we shouldn't talk about this.
No.
Adrian is the one who knocks.
Talk about what?
I've watched the first season. I found it rather boring, and I dropped it.
Every Vince Gilligan show is slow in the first and second season, man. You gotta stick with it.
You gotta get invested. You gotta get in there.
It's like The Sopranos. The first season of Sopranos was okay, but then you get to like the fifth or sixth season. It's like, oh, we gotta go find Christopher. Where's Christopher? We gotta find him.
Gabagool. Yeah.
Gabagool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I agree. There's a poll. Has Adrian seen Breaking Bad?
Can somebody spam in chat that the people can unmute again? Because I'm seeing people asking when they can unmute again at the Breaking Bad spoilers are over.
Yes. No more Breaking Bad spoilers. You're good. We're done. We're done with that. Sorry. Thank you for actually listening to me, because it really is a really good show. This is also a really good show. We're doing great, you guys. Totally on the rails.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Everything's good here.
14 more minutes for Starship.
Oh, God.
What else is going to be a really great show?
The museum show, right?
The museum show, which, I mean, it's kind of already going on in person, but...
Is that a plushie shuttle? Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be a treat. I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned. That's in about 15 minutes or so, and we will throw all of you over onto the museum show and hang out and watch it along with you.
Chris, you need that. I need that.
Yeah, Chris in chat
No.
saying, I need that. Oh, the stupid fly. Oh, my
It's
God.
closer to me.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say it's closer to me, but I also like, the fly saga that's going on here is quite entertaining.
I really love the Fly Saga.
I don't know if you can see my eyes. I have not gotten a lot of sleep in the last couple days, and the last thing I need is this fly trying to buzz around my
wait
face.
Wait a minute, Jack. Why have you not gotten a lot of sleep in the past couple of days? Is it because you were up at night taking pictures of things?
Hey,
what were you taking pictures of?
Right. So we had excellent segue, EJ. Thank you.
Yeah,
we
I got
had
you. I got you.
an early morning. What is this? Why?
Oh, no.
I'm gonna fight back. I'm fighting back. I hate everything. Kevin, why? I'm trying so hard. We have like 14 minutes. Okay, all right.
We have 12
Kevin.
minutes for Starship.
Kevin, stop it. The sound.
12.
Kevin is like the worst ADD medication. It only makes my ADD worse. Yes, we had an early morning. We thought the ship with the booster 11 parts was going to come in. Then it didn't until later in the day. Then it came in. Then I chased it around the port trying to find an angle where you could see the stuff on the deck. I found one, shot some photos, then stayed up until like 4 a.m. waiting for them to roll the stuff that they removed from the barge or the ship into Massey's, because there was a closure from the port to Massey's. They didn't move it until like 4:30 after it had already left. So hooray. And then that same day, which was yesterday, we had a flyover at 8 a.m. So I had to get up at 7 a.m. So that's why I have not slept much. But you can see the flyover. I'm literally in the flame trench. Like it's a flame trench right there. It's a flame right here, flame trench. No, I can't point to it right. But yeah, we flew over. We did a flyover. We're gonna have all of that awesome footage coming out for Starbase Update on Monday. So make sure you watch Starbase Update on Monday to learn everything that we learned from our flyover, including that some of those Raptors that were moved right after I left are now parked at Massey's, and presumably the large chunk that they also moved last night or this morning or whatever is also there in the same spot now. So that'll be interesting to see if SpaceX does like an aircraft style like mishap investigation where they sort of try and reassemble all the parts and pieces into a whole. Have you seen those little, like, where there'll be like an airliner crash and then they'll put all the pieces in a warehouse and like try and reconstruct the airliner to see where the failure started, all that kind of thing?
Didn't they do that with Falcon 1? Isn't there a famous picture of Elon doing exactly that?
Oh,
with
there
Falcon
could.
1?
At
Kwajalein?
Doesn't ring a bell, but I believe you.
I think there's like a picture where he's like on a factory floor with like the Falcon 1 parts around him, right?
Oh, that's so cute. Kevin is looking at the document to see if that's in there, but it's totally not in there.
Okay, so fellas, like the cool thing about this is that those, the picture that Elon posted the other day of them pulling the booster, what's left of the booster, out of the water, right? They seem to only have outer engines, but like the engines that are on the outer ring. So for the uninitiated, Super Heavy has 33 engines. There's a trio of 3 in the center, and then a ring of 10, and then a ring of 20, right? We saw the ring of 20 from
Elon's
the picture. Yeah, exactly. And then we didn't see anything else. We seem to have some center engines there. Those are center engines because of the heat shield.
Right. And we could... my first reaction when he tweeted that was, what? EJ, you have one already?
Yeah.
Oh my...
What? I'm so jealous. I've never been more jealous of anything in my entire life.
All right.
Can you make it fly
Crispy.
around?
I love how you just...
Are
pulled
you
that
jealous?
out. Like it was like... He was kind of waiting for the moment to bring this up.
Wait, fly it around. Fly it around. Make zoom noises.
Thanks.
It wouldn't be making zoom noises, Jack. It's a glider.
All right,
Hello?
make boom noises then. Make sonic boom noises. Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Chris is losing it in chat.
Oh wow, yeah, he's typing in all caps.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's excited. All right.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so those are center motors. It's very interesting because you look at this picture. This is the picture that I was talking about here. They're very much, those are the outer boosters. Now, that brings up the question, like, why the heck did they go and get these things? Like, why go and get it? Well, those center engines, I mean, the ring engines, I don't know. I'm sure you can get some good data from them, but those center engines are the one that did the landing burn before whatever happened to Booster 11 from the last time we saw it in one piece to now.
Right.
They did the landing burn. So that's going to be great data on Raptor recovery in the future and saltwater inundation. But yeah, still cool.
Yeah, super neat. So the fact that in those images we were looking at a second ago, they're center engines, it means they recovered more than what's seen in that one picture.
Exactly. Yep. That's what I was trying to say, but also shuttle.
Also shuttle. Speaking of that late night, there's some of that section, I think from the Elon picture, getting lifted off the deck of the ship right there. You can even see, I think there's like 6 Raptors all hanging out in a cluster. So, pretty neat. But yeah,
We also had a partial tanking test of the next flight stack.
We did have a partial tanking test, not a full wet dress rehearsal. Do we think they're going to do a full WDR? Adrian, what do you think? And then we'll ask EJ after he's done doing Dr. Evil.
Yeah, there's some weird wording that SpaceX did on one of their latest X posts, where it almost sounds like they might be done, but I don't buy it. I think there's a very good chance we will see a full wet dress rehearsal at some point. SpaceX is very active right now, of course, in demonstrating how ready they are on social media. So I think that's why they did that X post. But I think there's a very good chance we will see a full thrust stack point, with them just buying down risk a bit here, as I also said on that stream, and making sure that they are verifying the integrity of this vehicle first before putting a lot of methane into it, because a lot of methane has the potential to do a lot of boom.
Right. EJ, what do you think? Full wet dress or just cool shuttle?
Why you gotta make me choose?
You have to choose.
Full wet dress.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I feel bad.
No, it's good. It's good. I might not seem like it at times, but I'm a disgusting Starship fanboy. The reason why is because I want Starship to vindicate my shuttle, because everybody, after the shuttle stopped flying, everybody's like, no, reusability doesn't make any sense. No, it does. Starship will prove it. Starship will vindicate my shuttle.
Yeah,
Can
I
I
hope
answer
so.
this question?
It really is Shuttle 2.0.
What? It's awesome.
What question?
I think the SpaceX PR machine is really active right now, so I think they will do anything to show that they're ready. Are you all just playing with your plushies?
No, this is a boom mic. It's all I had. Wait, what? Kevin, you were actually asking a real question. What's the what?
No,
huh?
I was making a statement. I was making a statement that I think the SpaceX PR machine is really active right now, and they're going to do anything to show that they're ready. And I think they're going to do a full WDR, even if they don't need to right now, just to say, "Hey, we're ready."
Yeah, very possible.
I agree. I really think they I mean, not to poke any topic here that we are so far avoiding, but they have a bit of time, so they might just use that time to perform some additional testing if they can.
Yeah.
I think you're a liar for saying that. Wait, no.
Also, speaking of
Ding, ding, ding.
having plenty of time, so much time that they have, tomorrow, Saturday, they're also doing a beach cleanup. So there'll be a full stack out at the pad and a bunch of people locally all chipping in. I believe SpaceX is going to feed us, which is cool. So, yeah, if you're anywhere in the Brownsville area, make sure you come out to Boca Chica Beach for that cleanup. It's going to be a hoot.
Oh, and next Friday is Hawaiian T-shirt day. So,
What?
Yeah.
go ahead and wear a Hawaiian T-shirt.
Is that a requirement for the flame trench as well?
Yes.
Are we doing that?
Yes.
Actually,
Wait,
this is a serious question because the flame trench is on Friday. So is Friday a Vine T-shirt day now?
Yeah, it is. Also, Adrian, you didn't put the new cover sheet on your TPS reports. Didn't you get that memo?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
No.
And then they moved my desk down to suborbital pad B.
and I
Adrian
was
doesn't get
and
that
I was
reference, guys.
and I was told there'd be more testing, but then they demolished it, and there was no more
Elon told me
testing.
to talk to Gwen, and then
Sorry,
Gwen
I'm
told me
annoyed by
to
my
talk to
own
Elon.
screen right now because this
I
poster
still have not received.
I'm gonna
has the
my flame
problem
trench.
I'm gonna set the flame trench on fire.
that- So annoying.
Oh god, the fly's back. All right, we have very little time left
Why are you putting this guy on the screen?
in the show. There's FAA drama. Do we really? Kevin, what are you doing? There's 2 minutes left.
Well,
How do we-
I'm being told in the back channel that the museum show may start a little late, so we have little time to fill. So I figured you might want to talk about the FAA for like the 4th week in a row.
We could talk about literally anything else.
Okay, all right. Kevin, can I meet you in the middle? We can talk about Starship. I actually have a theory. I have a wild theory. If you guys want, this is a cool Starship theory. Okay, it's a cool Starship theory, and it is completely crazy. And a bunch of people are going to say that I'm wrong, and that's totally cool. This is to invite discussion. I'm not proclaiming anything. So, if you look at the flyover pictures, okay, you look at the flyover pictures that Jack took. They're fantastic. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Right?
There's one behind you right now.
You look at. Oh yeah. Oh yeah! All right, let's go. So, if you look at the flyover pictures from Pad B, right, from the orbital Pad B, the second tower that SpaceX is building at Boca Chica,
right?
You look at the pilings, right? The pilings for the flame trench. It's very clear that they're going to make a flame trench, right? Like I think we can all agree on this, right?
Right.
And then it's very clear that we've seen some parts being delivered to the Sanchez site, right? That and they clearly are not like the first OLM, right? It's clearly different. Now, okay, here's my wild theory. All right, here's the wild theory is I used your overhead pictures, Jack, to kind of extrapolate the kind of width of the flame trench at Pad B.
Right.
The flame trench at Pad B is 60 feet wide. It seems to be about 60 feet wide. Now, if you measure that to the OLM, the OLM at the other pad, at the first pad, right, the donut, right, the flame trench is too wide for that, right? It's not 60 feet. Actually, if it is, it's close. Now, so that got me thinking, and this is to invite discussion. So come on, you guys can contribute when I get to the point. Like, I kind of looked around. I'm like, what other pads have 60-foot flame trenches? That's 18 meters for anybody that uses lunar units. Yes, lunar units. Yeah,
Lunits.
It took a second. I know.
They're called lunits.
Lunits. Yes. So that's awfully wide for a 9-meter booster. Right now, keep in mind the pilings there are just, I don't know. It could be just temporary. They could be doing something else. But here's the thing. I was thinking, like, what other pad has an 18-meter flame trench? 39A has an 18-meter flame trench. 39A is an 18-meter flame trench. Now, once again, here's the crazy part. I think that SpaceX is moving to a mobile launcher platform for the OLM so they can hot swap them like space shuttles, and also it'll make it so they can utilize the 39A flame trench eventually. Right? That's the wild theory. Because why make an 18-meter flame trench? Why would you do that? Yeah. That's so random. Like what's the guys
What's
behind
special
that? Like,
about that particular number?
You don't need a double. Yeah, exactly. You don't need double the diameter for a 9-meter rocket, right?
Interesting.
Right? But if you look on the opposite side of the tower here. They're also building there's a piling that kind of is a long rectangle shape. They look like the long rectangle in Tetris, right? That's on the opposite side of the tower, right? So it's clear that something big is going to roll in there from one side, right, and set this plate down somehow, right? There's going to be something heavy on the other side because they have those two pilings in that long rectangular shape on the south side, quote unquote, of this picture. Also south side of the pad, I guess, because the way that is oriented looks like the south side of the pad.
Yeah.
Right?
Southwest.
But right? So how are we going to see like a SpaceX mobile launcher platform in the future? Like, I mean, they're probably going to use SBMTs at Highway 4, but that kind of is in line with how they built 39A, with how NASA built 39A back in the day. You have extremely strong concrete foundations on the part where the crawler transporter rolls, and the flame trench is in between. So
Right.
it looks very similar. I don't know, just a wild theory. You guys play with that information with what you will. What do you guys think, Jack? What do you think?
Oh, I think it makes a lot of sense. We'll just have to see if the hardware starts showing up in support of that. I know Zach, CSI Starbase, friend of the show, who also
Zach's good people.
Who also likes to clown on me on Twitter for my photographs. Rightfully so. They has also been sort of championing the idea of a mobile OLM, so it certainly would make a lot of sense.
Right,
Adrian, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the more I think about it, the more I like the idea. Like initially when it happened, like when this topic came up, I was like, but I'm getting used to the idea. I
don't even think
it's
going to be something like we see with the mobile launcher, where it takes the rocket out to the pad. I think that'll be SPMTs, but it'll get to the pad, be put on some sort of mobile platform to launch on, get stationed at the pad, and then they can have like 2 or 3 of them and just rotate them out, and they don't have to worry about.
I think it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny that that at the beginning SpaceX tried this. Is this the Ship 26 song? But just to ignore this, I think it's kind of funny that in the beginning SpaceX was like trying to do this rapid new approach to launch pads, and like it's this meme of this guy going down the stairs with many steps, and at the end it's just 39A. So I feel like they're more and more approaching to like.
Look, man, they made those pads like that for a reason. It was entirely for purpose.
One of the fun parts about designing from first principles is sometimes you find out that things were designed right.
Yeah, like I feel like SpaceX is really finding out right now that there's a reason why 39A is good. They're sitting in a meeting room and be like, yeah, they were right.
This immediately makes me wonder, like, what will become of 39A's tower? Because it's not in the right position for 39A proper. It's sort of off to the side. Like, question mark? Are we getting...
I think they'll move it.
Are we getting...
Move it on to... Yeah, we are.
We're getting played out right now?
No, it's the Ship 26 song, and it's a terrible song.
There's no words on it. All right. Let's do some...
Keep talking.
Let's do some support here. Matt PD, thank you for the support. Michael Oliver, thanks for gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Complicated, thank you for becoming a Capcom member. Jump into the Discord and say hey. Or maybe it was Compacted. Either way, the name is started with a C and ended with an ED. Compacted gifting a Red Team membership. Blake Alexander gifting 20 Red Team memberships. Thank you, Blake. That's extremely generous of you. If your name just turned green, be sure to thank Blake or whoever gifted you your membership. Musical Wolves, thanks for the support. They say, how likely will Helene cause a delay in Crew-9 launching? I think we talked about that earlier. We're all sort of fairly certain that it could end up being an issue. Either Helene or any of the fault, because there's a lot of storms happening right now. Allison, thank you for the support. They grabbed a polo shirt from the store. They say, love you guys, but still no tea towel in the store. Adrian? What's a tea towel?
It's the thing where you use to dry up your wet dishes, right?
Oh. I would just call that a dish towel. Why? What's a tea? A tea towel implies that it's for tea, or with the thing I want it to be, it's just a towel that's tea-shaped.
Oh, we have a comment from Nightbot, by the way, for that. That says, it's for the kitchen, not the bathroom. The later is a towel.
I mean, we can all agree that tea belongs in water.
Yes.
Some people just like putting it in salt water.
Yes, which is really the only appropriate water to put it in. Just throw it right in the bay.
Yeah, Adrian, how do you feel about this?
I don't want to pick sides. It's like when two people are fighting, and I really don't want to pick sides. But to be fair, I'm with 2 Americans right now, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. Let's throw the tea into it. So
America. All right.
Tell you what, boy.
Yeah.
That tea ain't right. Bob
I'll tell you
Smith,
what.
thank you for the super chat there. They said the ISS needs a pet, like a space cat. Totally worth the trouble and not one of those furless varieties. They have a vacuum. I am 100% in favor of space cat.
I think Crispy hates me now.
Yeah, I'm seeing very bad messages going on.
He's giving me the look through chat, though.
And Ninja Decimator, thank you for the super chat. They say KMR, spam, pews. Pew, pew, pew. Yes. Yes. More. 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 More.
More.
Good deal. Oh look, it's the we didn't thank the Membies. We gotta thank the Membies before we do
What are you
gifts.
thanking them for?
Also, I love
that Das is still watching.
yeah.
Is that supposed to be like that, Kev?
Oh no, he went away. No, we had sneaky Das. Yes, he's back. Yes. All right. Well,
Here, I'll do the same thing. Ready?
we got the museum show coming right up, so don't go anywhere. In fact, you don't even have to do anything. We're going to redirect you right to it. Once again, thank you to all of our members, and thank you especially to our launch directors and flight engineers, the two highest levels of our membership program. Y'all are the best, and we couldn't do a single thing that we do without your support. So as always, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you so much. All right, I think with that, we're going to wrap it up. Adrian EJ, thanks for being on. Everybody follow EJ on Twitch. Everybody DM Adrian Spiders. Thank you, KMR, for... What? Thank you, KMR, for operating today's stream. Let's all go watch the museum show. DM Adrian Spiders. Do it. Do it.
No.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, Atlantic.
Water towers, fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Flighting downside FD off. Bring in FD off. It's orange!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage. Look at this! Put that in the big bag, you know.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
The methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You bet. Sure. We don't need any more of these.
There for museum.